Okay, this is the second video for the birch trees in the snow project. And so this is where we are. Okay, and so I have salt all over this. So the first thing I want to do is just kind of rub this salt off. Okay, and it's going to kind of make a mess. So you may want to do this over the trash can or whatever, but you need to get all that salt off, and then it will kind of look like snow on here. But you want to get it off, because if you don't get it off, every time you move this picture, you're going to have salt on your table or on your wall or floor or whatever. So get all the salt off. And it should just feel smooth. That's how you know it's all off. You shouldn't feel bumps on it. Okay, so I've got that. Okay, then I should have my brush, and I think most of you have smaller brushes, so you want a smaller brush, your paints, your water, and then always have, when you're getting ready to do this kind of painting, a little bit of paper towel with you. Okay, so that's what you need. And then we are going to use watercolor, in this case, more opaque. So we're not going to use a lot of water. We want it to be not see-through. Okay, and we're going to come in and we're going to make these little birch tree marks on here. So I'm going to first do it in the places where my paint went over. So I'll move my hand here in a second and you can see what I did. So I just did the places where my paint went over. Okay, and then I'm just going to make a few. I want to be very random. You do not want to do this in a way that you make a pattern on here, because then it just looks silly, because nature is random in this stuff. Okay, so I kind of do the edge and then I do little lines. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully I'll try to do it in a way here. See that I've got a place here where I do the outside edge and then I come in and do little lines like that. And then I'm going to just do some random lines like this. Okay, and hopefully you know what a birch tree looks like, and you can tell that this is our looking like a birch tree here. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a little bit and then I'll come back when I'm on one that is a little closer to you and you guys can see really well. Okay, we're doing this last tree over here, and I'm just going to let you guys watch me do this, and make sure you go all the way down. So even though you can't see it real clear, let me turn this a little bit. You go all the way down to where your pencil is outlined, and try to be random and put some on some side and some on the other. And like, since I did 3 here, I definitely don't want to do 3 again. And then I might put one in the middle there. Okay, just really try to not make it look like it's a pattern. And then you can put 2 really close together so they kind of look like a thick one. Here I want to make that thick because that's where my tape didn't stick very good. So I want to do that. And just kind of be random. Okay. And then some of them are long, some of them are short. Then I'll put a little group of a few of them together. I'm going to do kind of another chunk because I have chunks throughout all the rest of them. So you definitely want a few chunks, but you don't want too many of the big thick ones or it starts looking like spots, okay? So just Okay, so I pretty much have finished that. And just at the last step, just kind of step back. I got a fuzz on there. Step back and look and make sure it looks okay, like you don't have any places that are just too blank. Okay, and then on these, I'm going to come in and put just a few little branches, and not very many, guys. Too many and it will just ruin it and it'll look silly. Okay, and like you can make them come across, and I'm going to make this one like go like it comes from there. Okay, that one I'm going to just make run off the side, and this one I'm going to make come in front. Okay, okay, and that's probably enough. All right, then your last step is you're going to do a shadow. Okay, and so you kind of have to decide where you want your light source to be from. So our light source would be the sun, and I'm going to say my sun is way up over here in my upper left corner. So see where my hands are? This is where my sun is. So if my sun is shining down on my trees this way, that means my shadows are going to lay the direction my sun is shining. And when we're doing a shadow, it needs to be a light gray. So you need to let the paint be transparent. So you need to use a lot of water. Okay, so I am testing it out on my paper towel. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm testing it on my paper towel so I know what color I've got before I start painting too much here. Okay, so I have a nice light gray, and then I want to do my shadow. So I'm going to go right here. Can you see that? Yep, right here, and I'm going to come right across the bottom real thin like, and then I'm going to go down at an angle like that. Okay, and see how watery it is? That's because I want it to be a really nice light gray, and I want it to look fuzzy because that's what shadows look like. The light is kind of filtering out. So just like that, and then there's only going to be a tiny little bit at the exact same angle on this one because it's so close to the bottom. Okay, this one's going to be pretty long. So I'm going to go right here. Okay, and then that one's going to go across this tree, but not the front of it. It's going to go behind it. So I'm going to stop right there at that tree. Okay, and then I'm going to continue it on till it goes off the page. If I'd happened to hit this other tree here, I'd stop it again, but I just barely missed it. Okay, and then I've got these two shadows are going to kind of run together here. So I've kind of got that one right there. Okay, make sure I don't have any white paper showing through like I did there. And you'll notice I don't have it taped down anymore, so it did get a little wrinkly. Hopefully yours got to be taped down, but that is no big deal. If yours gets wrinkly, once it dries, you can iron it. And you just put it on the lowest setting. Hopefully your teachers have an iron. If not, you can come borrow mine. You put it on the lowest setting and you just flip it over and you iron it once it's good and dry. Okay. We'll do one last thing after this dries. So I'll pause this for a little bit and let this dry, and then we're going to come in and just put a few little sprigs of brown at the bottom where our tree is. Okay. Okay, your last step is to come back in with the brown just like you did before and put a few little, like just sprigs that would be peeking through the snow at the bottom of these trees. It'd be like long grass or something like that. And they should be pretty thin. Okay. Okay, and that is it. And I hold this up. There is your finished Birch Trees in the Snow project. Okay, good luck.